Mike Gill, State of Corruption. Now, I've told you about the corruption in family court. In fact, I'm going to attach a hearing that I was at, that I called these representatives out. You see the guy on my right? That's Frank Edelblunt, the one who just missed running for governor. He's only sat on that family court as a representative. You know what he did? Nothing. Did he meet with a couple? Did he meet with a divorce? No, not once. But he's running for governor. He had these meetings. It was bullshit. He had told me that Foley was corrupt, and you hear him at the hearing saying he's working with Foley. But what I don't want you to miss is this. I told you DCYF is corrupt. Did you see the article the other day in the Union Leader? Right, they're bringing suit against the DCYF. Let me tell you what happened. 2 children, 4 and 18 months. At the time of the abuse, the defendants required to oversee supervised visits actually permit biological parents to have significant unsupervised visits during the time committed unfathomable violent acts of sexual abuse. Right, you see, they're getting paid. They're not doing their job. Children in this state is the biggest money maker. It's the abuse in these family courts. It's the abuse in the family court committee. And it's letting them getting away with DCYF. For instance, biological parents pleaded guilty to felonies, sexual assault charges, manufacturing child abuse images. They were selling sexual images and sexual acts of these young children on the internet. Right. Hopefully this will shine some light on the DCYF process as a result in substantial changes in the agency. Right. They're stealing money. They're abusing your children. If you don't find the outrage in this, shame on you. Shame on you all. Now, just to give you an idea, I'm going to show a picture of the woman that was the chair of the family court committee that you hear me speaking to. Well, let's see her background. Wow, let me see. She has a family mediation juvenile service. She's the chairperson from 2004 to present. She wouldn't be making money from all these services in her rulings and protection of these corrupt judges. Wow, she's also a tax collector. I love her already. But she's in the Committee of Children and Family Law regarding children, youth, and their rights, obligations, and their protection. Nice job protecting our kids. She's a stiff. Right. The whole committee didn't do anything. And then Edelblunt comes up and wants to take the stand that he helped the people in New Hampshire. He's part of the cover-up of this. So I want you to look at this video. That's what's going on in family courts. And that's what they're doing to our children. It's bad enough that these children's parents are drug addicted through the cover-up of all these crimes in this state. But now we're abusing the children, not once, but again. Mike Gill.
Okay, my name is Michael Gill. I live in New Hampshire and I have for 58 of my 60 years. What I'm taking out now is a letter from my daughter. Maybe some of you are familiar with what I've been doing with State of Corruption, because that's what you have in family court. The judges are 100% corrupt. And I know there's people in this room that believe that, because I've talked to them. This thing with Title 4D money, you've heard it from a number of victims. You see back here? Other than a couple, I know them all. Right. The little boy and her mother that came in here, I know them too. Why don't you know them, is what I'm saying. There's victims throughout this whole state. I'm going to read a letter. This letter was written 1/12/07. Okay? It was the day before my birthday. My little girl wrote me this letter. She was 12 years old at the time. On a brisk January morning, a beautiful baby boy was born to 2 deserving parents. This baby became toddler and now has the company of a baby sister. As the family grew, this boy himself became a competitive, hardworking child. He became an older brother to a boy and another sister. His reputation in schools develops as someone who protects the underdogs. He realizes that young, that you believe in yourself in order to accomplish things. His life at home was another world. He was a brother and made fun for his younger siblings, playing tricks and games nonstop. He gradually became a man himself, using his concepts he's learned. He entered himself in the world of business and knew where his place was for him. He started a single fish market and would end up with a chain of successful mortgage companies. He became a father, one by one, to 5 brown-eyed babies. Let each one of them grow uniquely, giving them the lessons and life skills that they would need in their lives. He gave them the freedom to find what they were meant to do in their lives, no matter what it was. The children always knew they had a father like no one other. Someone that stood up for the little guys. Someone who took the hard road in life and made something of himself. The man was a hero in everyone's eyes of his loved ones, especially his daughters. Mariah. Now you ready? I never saw that girl again. She's 21 now. You want to know why I do what I do? This is why. You know what mistake I made? I was wealthy. That's all. You know my divorce call? In front of Judge Foley, who's corrupt. $5 million. No one argued. My wife was a borderline personality disorder. I had 4 sons I had my whole time. I couldn't see her because she couldn't be left alone. Okay? Now that's the truth. Now that's 10 years later and I'm still right here fighting. That's why I know everybody here. Your family court is corrupt. It is run by the law firms in this state. Who do you think make up the judges? Who do you think make up the lawyers? Where is this Title 4D money? Because I've asked and nobody here knows where it is. They're stealing it. That's what they're doing. This isn't playing laws. I didn't study a study to tell you 2 parents is a good idea. Really? Wow. Right? They're destroying this family. Here's the method. The method is who makes the most money? Who can pay? That's who gets blasted. You're not seeing only men here, you're seeing women here. You know what Diane didn't tell you? That she went out one day in shackles. You know Audrey didn't come here and sing? She came out in shackles too. Right? Because you know what they're doing? They're speaking on it. They're bringing it to people's attention. You don't think this is possible? Check the internet. I've got a video coming out. You know what we just had on Tuesday with that young lady that left, Janet? The judge had a ruling, and you know what? She lost on everything. But a big mistake. You know what happened? The defense attorney handed paperwork that had to go to her. The judge stapled it. You know what he stapled on it? His decision. Right, was already made. Right, how's that fraud on the court, Judge Anderson? Now that's out there. Well, once I put it on the internet, he immediately fixed it. It looked like it was written on crayon. And reversed himself entirely. Now how's that for corruption? We don't doubt that? 100% I've been saying it. Anybody suing me? Anybody saying I'm wrong? Now it's on this committee. The people of this state voted you people in. You've got to know. Right? I know you know. Me and you talked about Foley.
Excuse me, sir, you've used up your time, but I will leave it open to the committee to ask you questions so that you can get more of your message out.
Yes.
Okay? Representative Rice.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for your testimony. So, we know.
That it's corrupt?
This is children and family law. This is not judiciary. How would you expect us to rein in the judges?
No
Is what I'm
problem.
asking.
We have to call in a investigation. We cannot have fraudulent, corrupt judges making decisions on our children, especially when we make it so random where they can make anything. We have got to call a cop. Now the AG's office knows this. Now I am also making this committee aware. I have a complaint with the Department of Justice, which is why I came to people inside this committee. So this is going to be, you've heard Kathleen Kane? Look on the internet, find out who was working with her. Oh yeah, that's me. I just indicted 23 people out in Pennsylvania, and I'm gonna do more here. So it's time we start coming forwards and turning around and admit we know what's wrong. And I know that this committee's plugged in too. Okay? Right. So we're gonna be looking to you guys if this doesn't change.
Any further? Representative Chase?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for taking my question. Maybe I missed it.
Could you speak a little louder?
I'm sorry. Maybe I missed your saying this, but are you a lawyer?
No. And you know something? Neither are any of these people lawyers. Because they can't get lawyers. But I do have an ad in the law journal. You know what it's for? $10 million. I can't hire a lawyer. For $10 million. So what is all the lawyers out there who know it's corrupt that won't take the $10 million? Right? So you know what? I'm a radio host, but I wasn't one before. I'm running for governor and I wasn't a politician. So no, I'm a lawyer, but I kicked the ass of the New England Bar Association president now, didn't I? On video.
No more of that one, okay?
That's as good as I can get, under the circumstances.
Representative Alisea?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Gill, thank you for your testimony. I have a question. I don't know what plugged in means. And
Say that again?
you said that this committee was plugged in.
Right,
As-
they're getting information from these law firms on what to vote on.
Well, that's,
I'm getting it from this committee.
please.
Absolutely.
Now, I really need to clarify this because as a
That's up
member.
to the people of this committee who know that and told me to state it themselves.
Okay, well, that's them.
But I'm having it investigated, and yes, I believe that is exactly what's happening.
And please,
Yes, ma'am, you may say what you want.
thank you. As a member of this committee, I can tell you that I'm not plugged into anything. I was in a.
I can tell you that this committee is. Okay? In fact,
Excuse me, can the representative finish, please? Thank you.
As an elected official, I work for all the people of the state of New Hampshire. And while I'm in this committee and while I'm in the House of Representatives, so I take great pride in that.
so you know of no corruption.
Excuse me.
Well, let's wait a minute. Do you know of any corruption?
I would like for you to answer my question prior